Hey folks, welcome to part 2 of opening of the 1991 Leaf set. So, my previous video, I opened up Series 1, opened up a bunch of rookie gold Leaf cards. We had like a Todd Van Poppel, Willie Banks, Mo Vaughn, I don't remember everybody. But we have Series 2. There was a lot of other main players we did not receive, like Deion Sanders, Mark McGuire, Nolan Ryan, Ken Griffey Jr., or Randy Johnson. So we're going to look for them in this particular box. But first, if you like what you see, you can always hit that like button, and you can always share, subscribe. Every new subscriber helps out the channel so much, and it's very much appreciated. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, like I said in the previous video, I got this off of eBay. I got it really cheap. I think it was like 10-15 bucks. And the person shipping it was shipping it really cheap. They were shipping it for like $3 or something, which was, I mean, insanely good deal. In fact, it kills me when I see people say, "Hey, I'll ship your thing, your one box of cards for 25 bucks." It's like, well, gee whiz, sometimes that's more than the actual item I'm paying for. But one of the caveats to this was that the person, I guess, just lived inside of a coffee shop or right above a coffee shop. I'm not 100% sure. And so a lot of these boxes just completely reeked of coffee. I mean, as soon as you got the box in the mail and you opened it up, it just wafted of the smell of coffee, which wouldn't be so bad, but I'm not a huge fan of coffee, and so it was quite torturous. In fact, I mean, I don't absolutely hate coffee, I just don't drink it. But my particular employer, for the longest time, as a reward, would constantly give Starbucks gift cards, and I always found it to be more of a punishment than a reward. But my kids enjoyed it because a lot of times I give it to them and then they go run over to the nearest Starbucks and get a muffin or something. But yeah, it was all good. Oh, looks like we have our first gold insert, but it's definitely not a rookie. It's Nolan Ryan, no-hitter number 7. So that is actually pretty darn cool, pretty darn sweet. And events like Gary Gaetti, Alex Fernandez, Hensley Mullins, Rob Dibble, Brian Downing, Kevin Moss, Mike Jeffcoat, Bill Sampin, Glenn Allen Hill, Terry Pendleton, Harold Reynolds, Tony Gwynn, and Mark Lee. So I wonder if we're going to get a card for all 7 no-hitters, or are we going to get a card for Ricky Henderson's, was it 939th stolen base? I guess you'll have to watch the video to find out. And we'll both be pleasantly surprised, I guess. I know with Series 1, we pulled out like 8 gold cards, so that has set the standard. Let's see if we get the same amount. Jason Grimsley, Frank Thomas, that's a player I forgot to mention. Dana Kiker, Felix Jose, Bill Sampin, Glenn Allen Hill, Craig Worthington and his dog Spot, Jeff Russell, Rick Mahler, Franklin Stubbs, Fred McGriff, George Brett, Kevin Moss, Mike Jeffcoat, and Bud Black. Another puzzle piece to add to the stack. Jeff Russell, Bernard Gilkey, Frank Thomas again. That is awesome. Tony Fossas, Ozzie Guillen, Kevin Moss, Tim Wallach, Mickey Moriandini, Ron Darling, Chris Hammond, Hubie Brooks, Tony Gwynn, Dennis Eckersley, Von Hayes, and Andy Bennis. So 2 packs, 2 Frank Thomases. At this rate, we might get 36th Frank Thomas. I highly doubt it, but it would be interesting. All right, so we have our second insert. Roger Salkeld. I am presuming he is a rookie. All right, Alfredo Griffin, Ed Whitson, John Cerruti, Todd Zeal. Try to get this up a little closer here. Mike Heath, Kent Herbeck, Sid Bream, Ken Griffey Jr. Awesome. Ernest Riles, Alan Trammell, Ivan Calderon, Ozzie Guillen again, Gene Nelson, and Sammy Sosa with the White Sox. Now that's pretty cool to be traded to a team right across town. Alright, Todd Zeal, Mike Keith, Jeff Robinson, Chris Hammond, Pete Incaviglia, Edwin Nunez, Scott Bankhead, Sam Horn, Gene Nelson, Sammy Sosa again, Tim Teufel, Dave Righetti, Luis Soho, Ron Hassey, yes, Darren Jackson. For a minute, I thought I saw something else as I was going to the next card. This is one thing I'm glad they stopped, was the adding of the puzzle pieces. Alright, Scott Bankhead, Jack McDowell, George Brett, Randy Johnson, the big unit, Tim Teufel, Mike Lacoste, Terry Pendleton, Willie Wilson, Jack Morris, Hensley Mullins, Alfredo Griffin, Mike Pagliarulo, Dave Parker, and Chuck Knobloch. This was way before the world moved into putting patches and uniforms and bats and every other part of the baseball experience into cards. Mickey Morandini, Ron Darling, Chris Hammond, Hubie Brooks, Tony Gwynn, Dennis Eckersley, Von Hayes, Andy Benes, John Cerruti, Felix Jose, Darren Holmes, Eric King, Darryl Strawberry, another Ken Griffey Jr. How awesome is that? And Luis Soho. So we have 2 Frank Thomases and 2 Ken Griffey Jr.'s. Thought we were at our last pack of the stack. I was wrong. We have a third insert of the video. Pete Shorek. My incredibly uneven table causes it to slide. Alright. Tim Teufel, Jeff Robinson, Chris Hammond, Pete Incaviglia, Edwin Nunez, Scott Bankhead, Sam Horn, Mickey Tettleton, Tony Fernandez, Jesse Barfield, Dave Righetti, Luis Soho, Ron Hassey, and Darren Jackson. And to complete our first stack, Mike Pagliarulo, Dwayne Henry, Mickey Tettleton, Tony Fernandez, Jesse Barfield, Hubie Brooks, Willie McGee, Joe Carter, Jack McDowell, Wally Whitehurst, Mike Boddicker, Jose Fiscano, Bill Allred, Mike Lacoste, and Paul Molitor. A few new names there. Let's move this over and slide this one up. And we'll proceed with the second stack. So we had 3 inserts in that first stack. Will we get 3 more? Will we get a total of 12? We will see. All right. Gene Nelson, Jose Vizcaino, Bill Sampson, Chili Davis, Mark Leonard, Mario Diaz, Ernest Riles, Joe Carter, Steve Farr, Robin Ventura, Dwight Evans, Todd Zeal, Mickey Templeton, Curtis Wilkerson, and Bud Black. I think we also, we might, it would be really cool to get, we got a rookie of Jeff Bagwell. I think even Chuck Knobloch was a rookie at that time, wasn't he? Oh, we have the question answer to the question I asked earlier. We had a gold insert for no-hitter number 7 for Nolan Ryan, and I asked, will we get an insert for the Ricky Henderson stolen base 939? Looks like we got that. There we go. Put those two together. I think that was May 1st, 2021, or sometime in May. I can't fully remember. Tony Fossas, Darren Holmes, Bill Swift, Bud Black, Kevin Elster, Craig Worthington, Jeff Russell, Rick Mahler, Ed Whiteson, John Cerruti, Devon White, Sean Abner, Chili Davis, and Scott Fletcher. So 2 awesome inserts. Oh, I'm just tossing. All right. Kevin Elster, Kurt Schilling. Our first time we came across Kurt Schilling. Dennis Eckersley, John Kruk, Robin Ventura, Bobby Thigpen, Darren Holmes, Bill Swift, Scott Fletcher, Willie Wilson, Bernard Gilkey, Kevin Gross, Gerald Perry, Gerald Clark, and Devon White. John Cerruti, Felix Jose, Darren Holmes, Eric King, Darryl Strawberry, Ken Griffey Jr., the third Ken Griffey Jr. of this box, Louis Soho, Mark Lewis, Rick Mahler, Kevin Gross, Dennis Martinez, Brian Downing, Mike Boddicker, Mike Jeffcoat, and Sean Abner. Well, I can easily say that this box produced more Ken Griffey Jr.'s than your typical upper deck box. Alright, Lance Parrish, Glenn Braggs, Bobby Bonilla, Edwin Nunez, Rafael Palmeiro, Fred McGriff. Looks like that card got a little scuff there on the bottom, unfortunately. Gerald Clark, Jose Rijo, Sammy Sosa, Bo Allred, Glenn Allen Hill, Scott Fletcher, Mackie Sasser, Jeff Gray, and Alan Trammell. I've been meaning to watch a video to see how trading cards are made. I presume that one exists. So hopefully, maybe I'll remember. After this video, I'll look it up on YouTube. It's something I've always wanted to see. Oh, look at this. We have another Nolan Ryan insert. Is it the same as this one, or was it one of the other no-hitters? Let's see. Nope, it is the same. It is the same no-hitter number 7. We're not going to complain. It is still Nolan Ryan. It is still no-hitter number 7. Awesome. We have our 5th gold insert. Willie Wilson, Kurt Schilling, Dennis Eckersley, John Kruk, Ozzie Guillen, Otis Nixon, Tim Wallach, Joey Cora, Lance Parrish, Mike Maddox, Pascual Perez, Bernard Gilkey, Kevin Gross, and Gerald Perry. Sean Abner, Chili Davis, Mike Maddox, Pascual Perez, Von Hayes, Wade Boggs. I think it's the first time we've seen him. Dwight Evans, Otis Nixon, Tim Wallach, Joey Cora, Lance Parrish, Jack Morris, Don Plezak, Dennis Martinez, and Roberto Alomar. I don't think we've seen Jeff Badwell or Deion Sanders yet. Or Bo Jackson. Roger Clemens? Or Cal Ripken Jr.? There's quite a few. Ken Hill, Jimmy Jones, Pete Incaviglia, Willie McGee, Mel Hall, John Kruk, Wade Boggs, Danny Jackson, Dwayne Harry, John Calallaria, Bill Swift, Joey Cora, Heath Slocum, Kevin Bass, and Ron Hasse. John. And we are down to the final pack of this second stack. Then we'll take a quick 2-minute break as I wet my whistle. I have a stack of wrappers right outside my desk here. Alright, Darren Jackson, Dana Kiker, Bobby Thigpen, Dave Howard, Mike Heath, Tony Fernandez, Andy Van Slyke, Kevin Elster, Mike Maddox, Vance Law, Donnie Cox, Scott Bankhead, Jack McDowell, George Brett, and Team Checklist. Alright, we are halfway through. We have gone through 18 packs. Taking a sip of my Diet Sunkist. Okay, so we are going to finish up with the second half of this particular box break, the 1991 Series 2 Leaf set. And if you like what you've seen so far, you can always hit that like button. And if you haven't decided to subscribe, go ahead and make that decision. Well, actually, just go ahead and subscribe. It's just a click of a button, and you can watch this video over and over, or watch other videos over and over as well. I'll try to make as many of these as I can. Mike Pagliarulo, Dave Parker, Chuck Knobloch, Ernie Witt, Kent Herbeck, Jesse Barfield, Gary Gaetti, Greg Worthington, Pascual Perez, Jason Grimsley, Mark Lee, Ivan Calderon, Wally Whitehurst, Otis Nixon, and Greg Lefferts. So once we get to a certain number of subscribers, I will start doing these in live stream so we can have a nice discussion and interact with each other as I'm opening these things live. So we have a whole lot of fun to look forward to. So that's just another bit of hopefully inspiration to get you guys to join the retro card collecting community. Now, I know retro is being loosely termed as I've opened up a lot of recent stuff. I try to mix it up a little bit, you know, mostly the old stuff, but try to put in some new stuff from time to time as they come across my way. All right, Daryl Strawberry, Ken Griffey Jr., our fourth Ken Griffey Jr., Louis Soho, Mark Lewis, Rick Mahler, Kevin Gross, Dennis Martinez, Brian Downing, Mike Boddicker, Jeff Coate, Sean Abner, Ken Hill, Jimmy Jones, Pete Incaviglia, and Willie McGee. I wanted to say Jimmy Johns. We are about time for another insert. Will this be the one? Yes, it is. We have a Mike Huff. So, a new rookie. Alright, Dennis Martinez, Roberto Alomar, Mike Boddicker, Jose Vizcaino, Bo Allred, Mike Lacoste, Paul Molitor, Vance Law and Associates, Jason Grimsley, Andy Benes, Danny Jackson, Felix Jose, John Candelaria, and Curtis Wilkerson. Todd Zeal, Mickey Tettleton, Curtis Wilkerson, Bud Black, Lance Parrish, Glenn Braggs, Bobby Bonilla, Edwin Nunez, Rafael Palmeiro, Fred McGriff without all the scuff on the bottom, Gerald Clark, Jose Rijo, Sammy Sosa, Bo Allred, and Glenn Allen Hill. I'm going to try and be better at opening these packs on camera. So maybe, just maybe, one day I'll do a live box break with some of you guys. Craig Worthington and his dog Spot, Pascual Perez, Jason Grimsley, Mark Lee, Ivan Calderon, Wally Whitehurst, Otis Nixon, Craig Lefferts, Steve Lake, Jeff Robinson, Paul Molitor, Harold Reynolds, Kurt Schilling, Dan Plezak, and Rob Dibble. Wouldn't it be awesome to do a box break, a live box break with a 1989 Upper Deck Low Series? Oh, our next one, we have a Ryan Klesko. Let's go with the Atlanta Braves. Ernie Witt, Carlton Fisk, Jimmy Jones, Mario Diaz, Danny Cox, Mark Lee, Tony Fossas, Brian Downing, Jose Rijo, Randy Johnson, Steve Lake, Ron Darling, Kevin Bass, or Bobby Bonilla. So yes, I can see opening a 1989 Upper Deck or a 1985 Topps, or maybe even a 1990 Hockey, or if we're extremely lucky, maybe some 1990s basketball with possible Shaq, Kobe. Possibilities are endless. We have another Randy Johnson. Looks like it's our third or fourth one of the night. Steve Lake, Ron Darling, Kevin Bass, Bobby Bonilla, Alfredo Griffin, Egg Whitson, Jose Rijo, Kent Herbeck, Sid Bream, Ken Griffey Jr. I think that's our fifth or sixth one. Ernest Riles, Alan Trammell, Ivan Calderon, and Ozzie Guillen. We are loaded with the Ken Griffeys. Might even send a couple of them in. See how they come about. Alright, Scott Fletcher, Mackie Sasser, Jeff Gray, Alan Trammell, Darren Jackson, Dana Kiker, Bobby Thigpen, Dave Howard, Mike Heath, Tony Fernandez, Elliot Van Slyke, Kevin Elster, Mike Maddox, Vance Law, and Danny Cox. Still no Cal Ripken Jr. or Bo Jackson or Jeff Bagwell. They're hiding. As we approach the 24-minute mark. Egg Whitson, Sam Horn, Devon White, George Bell, Carlton Fisk, Sid Bream, Dave Rigetti, Alex Fernandez, Jeff Russell, Bernard Gilkey, Frank Thomas. We haven't seen him in a while. We got him in the first two packs, and I think we saw him one other time. Tony Fossas, Ozzie Guillen, Kevin Haas, or Kevin Maas, I'm sorry, and Tim Wallach. I think I've been saying his name incorrectly for most of this break. So we have 6 inserts. We are down to our last pack, our last 9 packs of this break. Cool. Sorry. I got lost in mid-thought. Craig Lefferts, Darryl Strawberry, Heath Slocum, Jeff Gray, Hensley Mullins, Tony Fossas, Brian Downing, Dave Howard, Ernie Witt, Carlton Fisk, Jimmy Jones, Mario Diaz, Danny Cox, Mark Lee, and John Cerruti. Oh, wow. Quite surprising on this one again. Wade Boggs, Dwight Evans, Randy Johnson, another Randy Johnson, Steve Lake, Ron Darling, Kevin Bass, Jack Morris, Dan Plesac, Dennis Martinez, Roberto Alomar, Jose Rijo, Kent Herbeck, Sid Bream, Ken Griffey Jr., and Ernest Riles. We are just inundated with Ken Griffey and Randy. But no Bo. Where's Bo? Alright, Steve Lake, Jeff Robinson, Paul Molitor, Harold Reynolds, Kurt Schilling, Dan Plesac, Rob Dibble, Ed Whiteson, Sam Horn, Devon White, George Bell, Carlton Fisk, Sid Ream, Dave Rigetti, and Alex Fernandez. It is looking more and more like we will not see Bo or Bagwell or Cal Ripken tonight. Mel Hall, John Kruk, Wade Boggs, Danny Jackson, Dwayne Henry, John Candelaria, Bill Swift, Joey Cora, Heath Slocum, Kevin Bass, Ron Hassey, Eric Show, Franklin Stubbs, Gerald Perry, and Roberto Alomar. Starting to slow down a little bit. I think it's about time we got another insert. Is this going to be? We did! I don't know how I'm calling them, but I am. Ricky Henderson with another of this record steal. George Bell, Eric King, Mark Leonard, Mickey Sasser, Jack Morris, Dan Plesac, Von Hayes, Wade Boggs, Dwight Evans, Chuck Knobloch, Mickey Morandini, Ken Hill, Glenn Braggs, and Vance Law. He's the enforcer. He can walk around and go, I am the law. George Bell, Eric King, Mark Leonard, Mackie Sasser, Jason Grimsley, Frank Thomas again, Danny Jackson, Chuck Knobloch, Mickey Morandini, Ken Hill, Glenn Braggs, Vance Law, Rob Dibble, Andy Bennis, and checklist. So a quick dad joke. So the cards that came before Vance Law, are they technically above the law? I know. This is why I go to work every day. Eric Show, Franklin Stubbs, Gerald Perry, Roberto Alomar, Gene Nelson, Jose Vizcaíno, Bill Sampson, Chili Davis, Mark Leonard, Mario Diaz, Ernest Riles, Joe Carter, Steve Farr, Robin Ventura, and Dwight Evans. We are down to our final 2 packs. First, Randy Johnson, big units, 10-2 Mike Lacoste, Terry Pendleton, Willie Wilson, Jack Morris, Hensley Mullins, Alfredo Griffin, Mike Pagliarulo, Dave Parker, Chuck Knobloch, Ernie Witz, Kit Herbeck, Jesse Parfield, and Gary Gaetti. So we are down to our final pack of this video. 1991 Pro, Leaf sets. It's been an awesome ride. Let's see what we get. We get another insert for our final pack. We have an Anthony Young. How awesome. And then we have Jason Grimsley. Another Frank Thomas. Dennis Martinez. Roberto Alomar. Craig Lefferts. Darryl Strawberry. Heath Slocum. Jeff Gray. Hensley Mullins. Rob Dibble. Andy Bennis. Danny Jackson. And our last card is Dave Howard. So, for Series 2, we got a ton of Frank Thomases, a bunch of Ken Griffey Jr.'s, several Randy Johnsons, some Darryl Strawberries, but no Jeff Bagwells, no Cal Ripken Jr.'s, no Bo Jacksons. So maybe in a future video, when I open one of the other boxes I have of these with this particular set, we'll get those in a future opening. But all in all, what we got was not too bad, especially with the inserts. We have Ryan Klesko, we have Anthony Young, we have Pete Shorrock, Mike Huff, Roger Salkeld, and then we have two special inserts. One of the record base stealing of Ricky Henderson, 939, and two of no-hitter number 7 from the old man, Nolan Ryan. So all in all, not a bad haul for this set. I think it was quite worth it for I think the box, like I said, was between $15-20, and the shipping was $3. So for what I got here, it was quite the experience. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking your time with me and spending the little bit over 33 minutes watching me open another box of cards. If you like what you saw, by all means hit that like button. Tell me what you think about this particular box. Which particular cards did you like? Did you like the inserts? Did you like that we received, or I received, a bunch of Ken Griffey Jr.'s, a bunch of Randy Johnsons, a bunch of Frank Thomases, or what have you, or the fact that we didn't get some other players as well, or did you dislike that? Let me know, post in the comments below. What do you guys think I should do with all of these puzzle pieces? These are all the puzzle pieces from the Series 1 and the Series 2. I do not want these, and more than likely I will probably either A, give them away, or B, throw them away. So let me know what I should do with these. Post them in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time.